was just reading. I gotta go down a little bit. I was just reading. Nicole, I saw you there. That was you. Irish Girl 213 says, "Hey, New Jersey Paranormal. My sister loves your guys' live streams talking about the paranormal.
That's cool.
Your sister has great taste." Hello, Carrie. How are you? Celine, Susan. How's everyone doing? Anna, Laura, Patricia, Marie. Sorry, I'm just trying to make my way up there.
Kathy, hey.
Hello, everyone, and a good Wednesday to you. Wednesday night, I should say. We're very, very busy. Very, very, very busy.
A little bit.
I literally, before we went on, we were 9-day week. Holy crap. Chris and I were talking what I like to refer to Chris-isms. There are certain things that Chris comes up with that don't apply to normal Jersey speak, or I should say these parts.
It's not my fault that you're not exposed to the world
Chris
out there.
definitely has some Chrisisms
Aloha.
that are a little different and a little out there. Now, you've heard the saying, the S word hits the fan. When the S hits the fan, right? So we're discussing a certain situation, and she says,
"It lands where it lands."
Well, the S is going to land where the S is going to land. And I'm like, what did you just say? And she repeats it. I said, she goes, like the S hitting the fan. I said, I don't even know how one relates to the other. The S hitting the fan.
Because you're not worldly. You're stuck in New Jerseyism. You don't know that there's a bigger world out there than just your little world in New Jersey.
So again, T-shirt for New Jersey. We got to get the website. Website.
Susan says it too.
We got to get the website back up that has merchandise, because we need some Chrisisms on there. The S is going to land where the S is going to land. Definitely makes that list. Oh, the car. Oh, sure. You should have heard her. Please. We took a 15-minute ride to Woodbridge, and there were some many F-bombs during that ride. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, a lot to catch up on. Tomorrow night, we were going to...
Exactly, Rhonda.
Donna had mentioned about going to the Creeper Gallery because she's got a ton of new stuff there. The original plan was... Don and Eve. Am I reading that right? Sorry, my eyes are bad. The original plan was to go to the Creeper Gallery either tonight or tomorrow. But tomorrow, we are doing a live stream on Paraunity at 8 Facebook, and then Paraunity at 9 Instagram, to catch everybody up on all the happenings.
Oh, won't do it both, huh?
No. Sorry to put you out.
Yeah, that puts me
out. Sorry about that. So it looks like the Creeper Gallery may be Friday night. So, and odds are I'll be doing that myself, because I'm overworking, and the S is going to land where it's going to land if I keep putting her through the paces and working her so hard, which I'm afraid of.
That's right,
now.
Susan. We're normal for abnormals.
But anyway, so Creeper Gallery maybe Friday. I'm up for it, because there's a couple of new gadgets I want to use that I got that I'm trying out. I want to try out there. So if she doesn't want to do it, you know who will always come through for me. Always.
Me not so much.
Because the S is going to land where the S is going to land.
And you will land
and that is that. Ryan, my friend, how are you? Good to see you as well. So anyway, last night we go to a location that we
far away.
Can't quite announce yet, but we were into South Jersey.
Marianne.
We were. Most of the team was there. The only one who wasn't there was Colleen, but it was me, Chris, Tanya, Kenny, and Danielle. So the 5 of us were there. And yes, we were in South Jersey. We didn't tell anybody, because South Jersey people are a little weird.
Hey, Kevin.
You never know how they're going to react. So we were there.
John's afraid of South Jersey.
Oh, there's strange people.
He's terrified of South Jersey.
You know what's weird about South Jersey? And I know you guys are close to like PA and Philly and all that stuff, but like that's like all the restaurants and stuff have Philadelphia Eagle stuff and the Phillies and all that. It's like you're not that far from like where you could be Mets or Yankee fans or Giants or
We're on
Jet
the
fans.
border of anything.
Even though
That's
I'm
how
not,
it is.
I'm a Yankee fan and a Cowboy fan, but I hate the Giants and the Eagles.
Yeah, but technically, why are you a Cowboys fan if you're living in the
Because
state
they
of
are
Jersey?
America's team. They represent America.
But you see what I'm saying based on what you just said?
Hey,
Where
the
would
S
that
is
make
going to
sense?
land where
Where
the
it's
S is
gonna
going to land.
land.
So no questions. Ocean City, no, we weren't there. We weren't there. So anyway, new building, lots of stories. A little more history. We got a little more history this time. Turns out several people did die in that building, which we didn't hear uh, before going there last night. We had heard um, about a blood stain that could have belonged to a Hessian soldier. That were the Hessians were definitely there, but they were everywhere in Jersey, in different parts of Jersey. We heard about a potential blood stain in the attic, and really we heard about the history of the people that lived there. But then we found out before we started, we got our notebooks out. We found out that at least 7-8 people died.
And Laura,
at least
yes,
in that house from different
they
families.
don't know
that
how
lived there.
either. Just that they had passed. That was on the records.
Well, when we asked them, they said the S is going to land. Well, the S is going to land. We don't know what happened.
Sometimes it lands on your face.
So anyway, that's you can't even see that. You're going to get this man from YouTube. It's just I don't go. I make fun and make funny things. That was just vulgar and disgusting.
Whose book? Yours?
Hello, Jonathan. How are you?
Hey, Jonathan. Hey, Marie.
I try to keep it clean for the good people
Yes.
out there.
Hey, you see my shirt, right?
I didn't want to think of what does it say.
It says, "Kind people are my kind of people."
And yet, your potty mouth is on full display. So anyway, so we go there. We got there early enough. The good thing and the bad thing about this time of the year is it gets darker a little early. So by 8 o'clock it's dark,
and it's cooler. It's not so sweltering hot like we've gotten stuck in some of the buildings.
So the building dates back to the early 1700s.
Yeah.
Nice building.
Tied to some major history. People in history that are very key to a lot of different things.
Okay.
I know. I'm not going to say it because it would reveal, but there's certain things that happened there that were pretty darn interesting.
Part of history, but
no, there were some interesting things.
You know who says that, Susan? Other potty mouths who can't speak the proper King's English or Queen's English, I should say.
The King and Queen's English.
But anyway, so we go there, we find out about all these deaths, and now we have names to use. And we start out in the basement of the oldest part of the building. And down there, we had some, again, well, you have a window of time. And our window was literally from 8 to 11, if we were lucky.
It wasn't even 11.
And we made it through 2 parts of the building. We made it, of course, the coolest parts, the attic and the basement. But if stuff is happening, you get bogged down. It's what happens. So we started in the basement because it was old and it had old beams and all that good stuff. We had some activity down there, some interaction down there. Nothing crazy, but enough to keep us down there for a little while to give it a good go.
There was something really crazy that happened when we were standing doing an EVP and we had turned our backs on the oldest part of, because it's cut up into different sections. The oldest part of the basement we had finished with, and we were all facing somewhere else, and there was a big bang that happened right behind us, and we still don't know what that bang was or where it came from.
There's a South Jerseyan right there, Kathleen. I won't hold it against you, Kathleen. I know.
Okay, Laura, I like that.
Again, these are all people that are customers that are making an excuse for cussing. But anyway, so the other thing that, again, we didn't catch it on camera. I do have most of it filmed that I need to edit. But Kenny mapped a figure going from out of a wall, he said, across the basement.
Oh, it came down the stairs, right?
No, he said it went from one side to the other.
It did?
He said it was a full body person going from one. So that was the other thing that went. So the attic. We all had a feeling about the attic because that's where supposedly the blood stain was. and they have this room that's really, really cool. That it's storage, but in that room is the clothing, the
It's
wedding
archives,
dresses.
right?
Oh my God.
It's an
There were
archive room.
wedding dresses from the late 1800s, mid 1800s, early 1900s. Same with like tuxedos and suits.
And they don't let anybody in there. That's the door has a thing where because it's their archives that they switch out through really the museum cool. And they keep it closed, but they allowed us to open it up and put our stuff in there and do stuff.
So right away, I just had a vibe about that area because of all the stuff. And right away, put the REM pod in there, starts going off. The bell starts going off. We put the obelisk there. We start getting words that relate to the Hessians being there and kind of what happened. And then we started getting spirit box things that related to the Hessians being there and the people that lived there. And we wound up staying in that attic for over an hour, easy, way over an hour. And that's where we began kind of and ended. We couldn't move on. We had 2 other floors to do, but it was almost, it was 10:30, 11:15 at this point. We have an hour and a half drive at least. So, Kenny had to get up for work at 5 in the morning. Danielle had to get up early. So we had meetings all day today relating to the expo. So we had to kind of get out of there. But interesting for sure. Nothing off the charts crazy that make you go, oh my God, wow, wow, wow. But definitely worth another look to get into those areas we haven't been.
Well, this is a building that's never been done before. No. There's never ever been anyone that's gone in and addressed or talked to anybody there. There's been different generations of different families that have been there. So there's a lot of things going on. And they have a lot of things that have been collected from the area through history and time. That was pretty cool.
So, odds are we will be announcing an event there on October 12th for you South Jersey folk. So again, it's just a matter of working out the particulars with the board members as well as the person that was investigating with us last night as far as how many people, what the hours are going to be. But yeah, odds are there will be another event added on October 12th in this new old building. But I do.
I'm coming.
If there's any way at all we can get in there again before we announce that event, or even after we announce it, we'd like to see what's on those other floors, because in one of the floors in particular, 2 young women were kind of secluded to one room. They were isolated to one room because the Hessian soldiers were there and they were
trying to attack the girls.
They were trying to attack the girls. So the captain of the Hessian army basically stationed one of his officers there and said, don't let anybody in this room to bother these 2 women. And
sometimes that's true, Patricia.
From what we hear, the blood in the attic may have been from Hessian soldiers who were coming through wounded. And, just like the movie The Patriot. I don't know if anybody's ever seen that movie. But, a house like that, they were commandeered, but they were also open to either side because they didn't want to make war with anyone and have them burn down their house and loot their property. So if the Continentals came through, hey, they were probably on their side.
And they said they came right in and they took their chickens and everything.
The livestock, and they tried to rob them.
They killed, in the kitchen, and just like they ran.
But again, you weren't going to tell them to get the F out of there because they'd kill you. So you were open to both sides, and that's what the story is, that the soldiers may have been wounded and may have died in the attic.
And there weren't a lot of houses up through that area at that time. I think you said there were like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
So you think about, there was 126 acres, I think, of this farm that originally had started, and then, like I said, there were only a couple of houses here and there. So
no, we find in some places that it's just a matter of no one's ever tried to talk to them before. We say that a lot because it's true. people may be aware of spirit in a building and that they've seen things and heard things, but they've never tried to openly communicate with them, or even like some of them were saying to us, when we have to turn the lights out at night in certain areas where we get right out of there. You know, it's only when people like us come in there and we're like, hey, listen, this is who we are. This is what year it is. This is why we're here. We're going to try, like we do at the Creeper Gallery and other places. We're going to try the best way we can to just interact with you and let you say and interact in any way that you can. Now is your chance to do that. You may have been here for hundreds of years.
Nice
or
name.
you may pop in and out, but we're going to give you the chance. Here it is. And then see what happens.
When did they say the last family stayed there? The 1970s, maybe?
I don't know.
Maybe earlier than that?
But several people did die there. And there's all these old artifacts and toys that are in this one case that are hundreds of years old, that those wedding dresses could have energy. I mean,
where we didn't get to go and investigate yet, and I was, from the moment we walked in and I saw these, I was drawn to them. They're the really old firemen's buckets, black, melted down, like they're just these they look like they're made out of cloth kind of thing that they used, and they said they were actually found in the house down in the basement, and they're actually in glass because they belong to the fire department. And again, when we get to go back in there and hopefully do an investigation, I definitely want to address those, because these things, I've never seen anything like them.
Yeah, and in theory, there's that word as it pertains to anything paranormal related. In theory, those buckets may have been used by men who died in fires, or
they're well used. You can tell they were well used.
Yeah, they're definitely authentic. And there's a picture of how they would have transferred them and everything with the guys.
When you think about everybody lined up with these buckets, like they pass them down and do, because that was the way. And they have the picture of the original.
There's toys, there's books,
yes.
There's everything there.
And they said that all the stuff that's in the house is from the area. It's all local.
Right. So, I mean, again, worth another look. We're definitely going to have to get back in there again to do the 2 other floors, just to know and have a feeling of what may be there. And because, again, bringing people in, if the attic is the most active place, you can't fit 20 people into an attic.
Do you know what I liked? You know what I liked about when you walked in? Christina. When you walked into the building and you walk on any of the floors, the floor creaks and cracks because it's the original floors. Yeah. I mean, that's like, I know most people might find that annoying, but I think that's really cool. I love that.
But again, our contact there was very impressed by the activity that happened in the attic for sure. Yeah. And loved what we did. So I'm sure they're going to want us to come in there. It's just a matter of working out the details. So October 12th, if you guys, I know we're doing Jawan's event on the 11th. It looks like it's going to be back-to-back North Jersey, South Jersey. Heaven help us.
Hey, Roger.
Roger, your ears might have been ringing yesterday. We were talking with Chip Coffee about you. But anyway, interesting. I have the video. I need to clip it down to show some of the clips and some of the things that happened. Again, live streaming. We didn't know that they were open to it until we got there, and we weren't going to do it at the last minute because we didn't have any idea how their Wi-Fi was, or when you do these things with historic locations, it's rare that there's one person that you deal with, although we do deal with one person, but they do have a board. Lots of these places have boards, and a lot of the cases, 3/4 of the board are into what we do and are on board. But there's the, skeptic or two who don't want us to come in and do what we do. And we get that. So when you live stream something without people knowing who we are and what we do, yes, there could be a thing or two that happens that we can't control or that comes through that 1 or 2 of the board members could be like, no, I don't like that. So I'd rather have them come with us, see what we do, get a feel for it, film it so that if anything cool does happen, we can show it to you, and then do it.
Christine, we didn't announce where, but it is going to be in South Jersey.
Yeah, we just can't because we don't have it locked in yet. If we could, I mean, it's pretty much a
We're
done
gonna
deal.
do it, but it's a matter of getting all the details and everything worked out before we announce it.
So then we went and we found the one pizzeria that was open till midnight because we didn't get out of there till after 11. And I got to tell you, so far, South Jersey pizza 50-50. We found one place that was decent, but this place, I'm sorry if you're watching and you recognize us, your pizza was not good, even for midnight. It was
customer service was amazing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, hands down.
If that's what you want, great place for that.
It was late at night,
but the pizza wasn't so great. So anyway, definitely worth another look. We'll definitely be doing. It looks like we'll definitely be doing an event there. But I'm hoping again, without doing the other 2 floors, it's really hard to judge if it's worth bringing people onto those floors.
That's exactly it. Kathleen, that's cool.
What?
Hubby's ancestral house in New Jersey has creaky floors.
Yeah, this house 1730, I believe 1732. Yeah. I believe was built. So again, another hint. Beautiful building, nice area, great downtown. But yeah, it's just a matter of I should find out in a few days, I'm sure, because again, it's something else we need to promote and sell. And I know you South Jersey people, you've been waiting for us. You've been waiting.
He's letting you know the date so you can be prepared.
We've been dodging you, but we're going to come down there. And
you should have heard this guy.
We're going to get in and we're going to get out.
The whole drive down there saying, we can't let anybody know we're down in South Jersey. I'll never be able to live this down. We need to hurry up and get in and get out. He was just joking all the way down about South Jersey.
You and I went down there.
Yeah, you did a live and you were saying the same thing when we're getting out of town.
But yeah, South Jersey, we will be there.
Carrie.
October 12th. Save that date. We're the best. The win.
There is a pizzeria. No, he's got to be honest. There is a pizzeria down there in that town that was really, really good that we had the last time that we were there. But it was closed.
Trust me. Jersey pizza, our pizza, Central, Northern, the best. Easily the best.
He says that, but he had really good pizza down there. I'm going to tell the truth. I'm in Newtown, PA, near Trenton.
Yeah, you'll probably be. Yeah, I don't know South Jersey that well.
Be closer.
Save the date, October 12th.
She's close.
There'll be tickets available soon. So if you want to go to an event that day in South Jersey at a new location, people love the new locations. But we've been waiting. I want to pick up a bushel of tomatoes.
You don't eat tomatoes.
I barely like ketchup. I like ketchup on my hamburger. I like pastas. I like gravy. We call it gravy because we're Italian. But people call it sauce.
Yes, you did, Christopher.
I like gravy. I love gravy. But not tomatoes. I don't on my sandwiches. No, gross. But anyway, so that's gonna happen, and maybe the next time we do it, we do stream it just so you guys could see what the outside looks like. Cool looking building. Looks creepy at night. They all do, those old buildings. But again, we knew it going in. Just by the allotted time that we had, we knew if any one floor had anything that kept us there, we weren't going to get much done.
No, there's no way. When activity's going on, you don't want to move from there, and that's what happened.
And the attic can't fit a ton of people. So again, if that's the most active place,
yeah, it's going to be
it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
They said they were going to try to clean some of it out to open up the area a little bit more, but it's one of those old time narrow, that little angled rooftop.
Yeah, that'll probably be for next time. We'll stream the two floors, the first floor and the second floor. We'll stream.
But it's long
because we have their permission to do that. Yeah. So that's where we were yesterday. We didn't get home till 1 o'clock. Didn't get bed till late. Then, not that you guys this matters too much, but we met with people about the expo. The township is really, really involved in the expo. If you don't know that by now, New Jersey Power Unity Expo is coming up November 2nd and 3rd. The poster, everyone from Paranormal TV will be there. We just added a new exhibit room. We're going to have 5 of them, I think, this year. We're going to talk all about that tomorrow. But we have to meet not with the fire marshal, with a team of fire marshals. So it's a walkthrough. You talk about the space we're using and blah, 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 all the boring stuff that goes along with that. Then we met with the printer to discuss signage. Then we actually had a nice long conversation with Cody and Satori. After that, talking about the expo, talking about the December event. They're excited about that. I know their live stream, I think, might be tomorrow. I think they said
15th.
Whenever that is.
August 15th.
Tickets for Woodbridge for the expo. You have to go again. This is a long name, but you have to spell out New Jersey Paraunity Paraunity Expo.com. New Jersey Paraunity Expo.com. I'll post the link. I think the advertisement's been on here recently as well. So
and then you had a discussion too about another event with the Girl Scouts. Too.
Again,
busy day.
I'm trying to work with pacing. I try to teach her as we go, but the S is going to land where it's going to land with her. So right. As much as you try to look at the time and say we want to be on for an hour and space things, it's hard to do that when you have certain people as your co-host.
I don't talk much.
No, but you want to tell the story in 5 minutes. That's the problem. So anyway, Cody Satori, we're talking about the event in December, which they are very excited for. Looking forward to, and I think that's going to be a really good event. So, did we pick out the haunted objects? Yes, we did. We know which ones we're bringing. So that's for, I believe, Centenary, right? That one, September 14th.
Yep.
So yeah, we have the objects that we're bringing. Have you set a date for our upcoming wedding? All of a sudden, there's quiet.
Just waiting to make sure. We're thinking about September of next year, but we have to really figure this all out. We haven't got the date yet, but we're thinking September next year. So that's the consensus so far.
I like the idea of the fall. I really like the fall. I've always been a person who, when I was a kid, I loved the summer, but I like the fall because, again, her birthday's in September, Halloween's in October, my birthday's in November, December's Christmas time. That time of the year, I love it. Once the stuff starts going into spirit Halloween, man, I'm all about that. So, yeah, September sounds good. We just don't know the date and the place and where.
My birthday's on it's a Tuesday.
You wouldn't do it on your birthday.
No. If it was on a weekend, I would do it on my birthday. That wouldn't bother me.
No, that won't be right. But anyway, yeah, it'll be in September. We just don't know where and when yet. So, it is the best time of the year. And the weather's usually better, So yes. So we've worked with the Girl Scouts for, I want to say 3 years now. At least. Longer. And again, like everything else, we volunteer our time, our equipment, and our, dare I say, expertise to the Girl Scouts. And we host an event with the Girl Scouts. We've done it, I don't know how many times already. Always a good time. They're between 13 and 17, I believe. And they're into it. They like it. Their age, they're watching it on YouTube and TikTok and all that good stuff. And I could have swore we were talking about next year, but apparently I was wrong.
And I told him he was going to be wrong. He said to me, we're talking about next year, and I said, because we have a very full plate.
October is...
We got Fridays and Saturdays.
October is
and a lot of weekday
the Batman.
The Batman will be there.
You know which Batman will be there, Bob, and the only Batman will be there for sure. He was on display this past weekend for sure. The Batman. He was caught in a lot of strange predicaments, let's just say. So anyway,
somebody Don asks, is the Van Horn sold out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything is sold out with the exception of November 30th at Centenary University. That's the only event that has tickets available. That's it. Except for the October 12th one that we'll be announcing. But November 30th at Centenary University, the last one we're doing there this year. So anyway, back to the Girl Scouts. I could have swore I committed to next year, but they want to do 2 this year. So, yes, there are 2 tickets available for Friday night at the Hoover House. The rooms are all booked, but you can buy a ticket to the event.
Oh, so you opened up a couple more spaces?
2 spaces. They're $75 each, 6 p.m. till 11 p.m. But you, again, if you live close, you can drive and drive back home. But if you need a room, the Cobblestone Inn is literally down the road. They're offering discounted hotel rooms for $116 a night. So if you want a ticket for Friday night, December 6th at the Hoover with Cody and Satori, email NewJerseyParanormal@yahoo.com and request one of those last 2 spaces or the last 2 spaces. That's it. Last event of the year. Last one. And I say it and I mean it. Right?
You mean it.
The shit's going to land where the shit's going to land, people.
Oh, you said it.
That's it. And it
lands.
lands.
Use the S word. You
and
put
it
out
lands there. December 6th and 7th. That's where it lands. That's it.
He doesn't like my terminology.
I know, Bob. I mean it. I am celebrating the holidays with friends, and then done.
So he says now. Let's see.
But that's it. So if you're coming to join us, it'll be great for the holidays celebration. I said this a million times. That's why I posted the picture so you guys can get an idea of what it's actually like. What a great weekend. And everybody's looking forward to that. That's going to. Even Cody and Satori are like, we cannot wait. See, Laura, don't get me going on that one. Because you're going to jinx me. And Donna's going to want to work it out somehow. And then I'm going to have to do one more. And it's going to be your fault, Laura.
Yeah.
I'm going to blame you.
Good for you,
so,
Jeff. Enjoy it.
Would I like to do a Ghost of Christmas Past? Because I have fun? Yes, I would. We had fun doing it.
We always have fun doing it.
Only problem is...
It's going to be a crazy schedule already.
I'm going to say this to you guys so only you can hear it, not her. I do all the work. Yeah. I do all the work.
You do, don't you? Uh-huh.
Won't say anything more.
That's because I'm so good at the way I do it that he doesn't even know I'm doing it. I just hand him the stuff and it's presented, and some little elf or dwarf or midget somewhere is doing the work in the background and you don't even
Somebody
know.
Dresses up in their cute little outfits and they with their jingles but when it's showtime.
Well, you're the paranormal
when
savior.
It's showtime, the S lands where the S lands.
Like I said.
And it always lands on
paranormal savior.
This guy.
Who are they coming to see?
That's who it lands
Not
on.
Coming to see me. They're
Every
coming
time.
to see you.
Hello, Heather. How are you? But no. We did. We went over the weekend at the Hoover House. Yeah. If you've never been, you should go. It's a shame that our buddy Bob wasn't there and Gina wasn't there, because they missed a really good time with really good people. The house itself is a bed and breakfast that was once a assisted living facility. Yep. And I'm sure people passed there. And we go there to support Pam and Steve, of course, and Gettysburg is having their holiday celebration. So that'll be awesome. But November 30th, that's the last event we're trying to sell out, and that's Centenary University. If I need to, and if I feel it going to make the event better, then we'll add some haunted objects to that too. That's no big deal. Donna will loan me objects to bring and investigate them. Not true, Chris. We got so excited when we met the both of you at PowerCon 2024.
Thank you. That's very sweet.
Well, that was nice of you that you got excited for meeting us. I mean, I forget who it was. It wasn't last year. It might have been the year before. I was helping out the ghost hunters, and I was taking pictures for the people that were lining up. And I can't tell you, it wasn't like a load of people. I'm not going to make it up like, we had this big, great group of people. But from time to time, every now and then, there's people that will come up to us and say, could you sign our book? Or the poster the little handout. And that's the biggest thrill in the world. And yeah. I will say, every time somebody asks me, what are you asking me for? I'm a nobody. Look at all these somebodies that are here. What are you asking me for? And it's really cool when people ask you to do that.
It takes you by surprise. You don't we were in the middle of working and somebody came up, oh, Chris, you need to sign this. And I'm like, you have celebrity guests here. You don't need me to sign anything. They're like, no, I want you to sign my thing. And I'm just like, it does take you by surprise a lot. You're taken back by it.
And again, I have no ego. I know I'm the best of the bunch. It's fact at this point. It's not really debatable. I'm kidding. If you're watching, please, Tanya, Kenny, anybody, I'm joking. It's a joke. The S is going to land where it's going to land, people. And that was a joke that landed. We asked to take a pic with the both of you, and you see, we think, again, there's so many people to meet.
We were shocked.
That weekend that were like, to take a picture with us. It's like, the two of you are so nice. That's why. Well, again, let me tell you, I every now and then, I will have, I forgot what I was going to say now. Oh, every now and then on my personal page, I will post something insightful, yet touching, yet joking a little bit here and there, but some of it is heartfelt and serious. And when I do that, she gets the credit. I literally post something that was really, really nice about appreciating life and this, that, and the other thing. And people know what they posted? Oh, that sounds like something Chris would say. She's rubbing off on you. Do you ever think that I may have rubbed off on her all these years, people? Did that ever once enter your brain? That
I think everybody sees the equation here,
John. What you're seeing is the character, paranormal savior, John.
I think they see the
and
equation.
The real John. This John is just a very nice, thoughtful, emotional person.
Considerate.
That too. I didn't know those words, but those words apply. Thank you.
Encompassing individual.
This is the character John you see on the live stream. Paranormal savior.
Yeah, and I'm the evil, mean.
This one,
cutthroat.
You get her behind the wheel, and you'll see. You'll see.
We do, Brenda. We balance.
I defy anybody on this chat to cut her off in traffic.
Woo! Don't do it.
And roll down your window.
Don't do it.
And then tell me what that shirt says to you. I defy you.
What is the terminology? The hillbilly comes out when you cut me off.
You'll hear more F words than you've heard.
No, it's a combination. There's just a couple of combinations I use. I don't. It's like a certain F nut, or I call them a D of a D.
No, there was a few today though. It literally happened seconds apart.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh well, I blacked out, I guess.
Just so you know. So again, Donna reached out to me today, reminded me that there are a lot of new objects in the Creeper Gallery.
I don't do that.
No, she's not a finger giver at all.
No, never.
She's probably seen me do that in the car a few times, but I don't. She gave me the finger a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You needed it.
Okay. That's what I'm talking about. The character. The character. That hurt. The real John, that hurt. But this character that you see, I just brush it off. Because, again, this is the internet. Live stream. So, again, Donna reminded me of all the new stuff that's in the Creeper Gallery.
Yeah. Because you can do all the dolls now. Right? You're allowed to touch the dolls.
The doll embargo has been lifted.
There you go.
There's also the baseball uniform, and you brought something. What else did you bring up?
There's just, it's not coming until Sunday. There's this new jacket thing that's coming in.
Oh, I saw that.
That I'm intrigued by.
Did you put it on?
Yeah, it's a hunter's jacket. I don't think there's anything. We'll have to see when I see it. You have to be careful giving the bird people. You're right about that, Laura. I don't do birds. I'll scream and yell at you. I'll go. I'm calm. I don't go after them. I don't chase them down. My younger days, I would do that. I actually pulled somebody out of their car window once.
Deb, I get told that she used to write at people.
I only saw 3 people, see? Yeah, it does look different. The jacket looks really interesting. That one really intrigues me. I'm going to be honest with you.
To her credit, now there's a lot of places. There's a lot of places selling haunted things now.
Yeah.
And they're popping up everywhere, all over the country, all over the world, whatever. Donna's not the first to do it either. But the one thing to her credit, Donna doesn't look for the run-of-the-mill
everyday object.
This coin belonged to little Bobby, who lived on the farm and died at the age of 75. She does go out of her way to look for some stuff. Not all, but some stuff that is really different for sure. And that jacket was...
That's really unique. I have to say, that one caught me big time, like, wow. So are we doing any open investigating at the Creeper? We at the old Creeper Gallery used to do paid events, paid event where you came and you did an investigation with us with the objects. And I think because she's gone through so much this year she's not doing it. Maybe next year.
Here's the issue: if you've been in the new Creeper Gallery, we show the video when we walk in there, and that main front space would be where it would have to be.
And it's very compact. And
you would need to move some stuff to get a table in there and fit.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, again, it would take some doing. I don't know if she's interested. I know we're doing the first auction in September. That's the only one she's doing this year, I think.
Yeah.
But we haven't talked about a Ghost of Christmas Past yet. I would love to do one. But again...
it's working it out.
Instead of doing that, we're bringing her objects to more places and trying to incorporate them into our events as kind of a way to give that to you guys without doing it in the shop. Much harder to find parking as well where she is.
Yeah, you'd have to pay for parking.
You guys would wind up walking a bit to
well, there's that parking where her store is. Right behind, there's a lot that's up above. And you have to pay to park there. It's like $20, $25 to park there for the day.
But I mean, I think she'd be open to it at some point. I think she's settled in. She's getting used to the space and bringing the new things in.
For so long.
And the surgery, the surgery not that long ago. So, I mean, she always tells me that takes some work for her to do.
Yeah.
Because it's moving things, setting up the chairs.
Yeah.
We would do that for her. I mean,
she's particular.
I would have an event in there tomorrow with 4 or 5 people, if we could.
Yeah. I know you would.
Believe me, I enjoy watching people get affected by different objects. Hell, I brought this up before when we did the event with John Zaffis. I don't know if she's watching or not. I won't mention anybody's name. John had his objects, and we do let people handle objects when we do these events, and this person handled one and it triggered an event from her past.
Yeah.
That really made her very emotional. Whereas everybody in the audience, if you were there, you saw it, was like, whoa, you know, like it, and that energy triggered something in her.
Yeah, it
that was scary to see as somebody who witnessed it.
The only way I could see you doing like that type of event at the New Creeper Gallery is if it was extreme, like even more extremely limited, but the price tag would have to be higher, and that's the kicker. And that's the
we literally have
like.
to limit it to 5 people.
Yeah, which means again the price would have to be higher to pull it off.
And
that's something we don't really like to do.
I wouldn't like to do that. I've seen it happen. We would love to investigate there with you guys, of course. I love doing that. When we did those events together, we always had a good time with the people that were there. We did. Whether every object was active or not, it was literally us doing what we do.
So tell them I didn't have such a good time. Not when you brought out those.
I mean,
sensors. That wasn't fun for me that day.
Well, not everything's about you.
I didn't say it was. I did not have fun that day at all.
The people who were there and witnessed it,
they were highly entertained, I'm sure.
They said every penny we paid, it was worth it, and then some.
Hey, Tina.
So, it's not always me. Sometimes it's us.
Us what?
The collective, the good. You ever watch Star Trek? The need of the many outweigh the needs of the one. Spock said that right before he died.
I'm affected and it's in a negative way. That's not good.
Spock said that right before he died.
I'm not the sacrificial
right before he died.
And I purposely side out of touching or having anything to do with it. So if you were to bring out something negative, you know I'm gonna
well,
step
like
out.
I said, the odds are, because again, I am, like I said, the real me is considerate and compassionate and all those other words that I don't really know. But when we talked about, when I even mentioned going there this week, I said Friday. She went.
No, what I said is that we had plans Friday, and we did. We did have plans Friday. They got canceled. So then it was, okay, that's different. So don't try to go there. So
I said that
I'll go by myself if you don't want to go. He says it all the time.
And I do.
Yeah.
Do I not?
You do, so?
I'm just saying.
I'm not going by myself. Ever.
It lands where it lands. I would love to see you go there by yourself. I think everybody here would kill for that.
For me to go there by myself?
My God.
I wouldn't do anything dark.
Oh, yeah, and it would be boring because you do all the maybe boring stuff.
I don't do boring stuff. I've done some pretty cool stuff. Things that you
would have to
that you thought were boring.
Let me pick out one.
Things that you thought were boring that I picked out turned out to be pretty darn interesting.
You would have to let me pick out at least one if you were to do that.
Not from the Red Room.
The whole room is the Red Room.
No, I'm talking about the Red Room. You know what I'm talking about? The dark room.
You know they would love to see that.
Nah.
I would love to see that.
I mean, I didn't leave when you did the Dark Doll. I did the questions and stuff, and that kind of got hairy there, where you went into a trance.
So we're
yeah, Tina.
That's next Friday.
Yeah.
Right? I love the Real. Again, one of my favorite places. So the place we did last night. Ideally, we'd like to go into the buildings on our own. That's always the ideal way for us to investigate, because we want to be sure of all contamination, or we want to be able to know that we know enough not to talk over each other, not to make noises, not to go wander off by ourselves and talk on our phone. Sure. You know, we know all that. So if we're together in a building, I don't question any of the things we capture, because I know everybody knows what they're doing and where they are and when we're doing things. When you have other people, of course, you have to educate them and tell them not to do this, not to do that, don't do this. So they all get excited when they know we're coming in, because most of these places haven't had a group in there.
And they're interested to see what's going to happen.
So they literally said to us when we walked in, they were like, yeah, there were questions about whether you were going to live stream this or not, and we said, well, we never really discussed that, and we wouldn't do it without getting permission because you never know what's going to happen. It could be 2.5 hours, 3 hours of nothing, a bore fest, or there could be some things said
that are sensitive
on EVP or
yeah,
Spirit Box
they
that
may not
people
want out
go,
there.
we don't want that out there. Exactly. So some places, until we've been in there one time, we don't feel good about live streaming. So they said they discussed having the entire board. Please, Gary, if you're watching, don't kill me. The having the entire board outside, looking through the windows, watching. I'm like, that would have been one of the weirdest things we've ever done by far.
It'd kind of be like a horror film. They're watching us.
I mean, it would have been an experience for sure. Like,
dress them in period clothing.
Because there's no way they could have listened.
They would just watched us in there.
They would have literally just watched us.
Well, we would have heard them out there. The recorders would have picked up them talking and
if their cell phone rang, if they got on their phone, if they were talking to each other, we would have heard.
That was kind of
a lot of it. But the fact that they even mentioned that, we were again, you picture in your head, being in a room and looking outside the window and seeing, that would have been funny. And I would have definitely had to have played it up like something like I was possessed, or I would have pulled the Zach Baggins and been like
being dragged across the window or something. And the cool thing about this place too, and they have to locate them and they put them somewhere, and then somebody doesn't remember where they put them, but there are 2 objects that appeared mysteriously in their archives, and none of them know where it's come from. These 2 objects, and they're old objects, and they mean something. They're like really historically important. So those are the things that we would like to be there when we do an investigation.
What does that mean? One's a medallion, and one's a Bible.
I never know what you want me to say or not say, so I'm being very careful, because usually if I say something, you say too much. I
don't know that.
Because the Bible, the medallion was a certain thing that was used to signify something that had to do with the Masons, and then the Bible.
There you do say.
There you go. See what I'm saying? Like,
you're right. You don't know where the line is.
If you don't.
You're right. You don't know where the line is.
And the other object
you're right. I'm sorry.
pertains
I apologize.
what the families were and what their
beliefs. But Bible is a very generic term.
Depending on the type of Bible.
They found a Bible in the attic that wasn't there before.
Oh God, this is the really good guy, the compassionate, nice, giving.
But you could say it without saying all of it. You realize that.
So why don't you just let me say what I said and leave it alone? It was good enough.
Because you said it was historically significant.
It was and is.
Oh. It is, and it's not.
It is. Mark my words, people. It is. And I'm hoping that they locate them.
And I will point them out when you're there. If we have an event there, and you yourself will say, "There's no historical significance to this."
I hope you're so wrong.
And then I'll have all of you tell her when you're leaving.
Then that S will hit that S.
No, the S will
land where it lands.
See, you don't even know your own
full circle
anymore.
there.
But like I said, I know again. There's a lot of stuff at the Creeper Gallery that we haven't gotten.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Has been bringing in, and that one box alone, there's probably another 4 dolls, I would say.
But they're all different, right? They belong to different have
people,
different
wow. And then there's the Yankee uniform that belonged to the Bat Boy.
That one looks pretty cool.
And as a Yankee fan, I want to do that.
But I have to say that I am really intrigued with that jacket. That jacket, as soon as I was like, whoa, because it's a hunter's jacket of some kind.
I don't know. Did you say something about casting spells or something?
Oh, even better. Let me see.
You're putting on a Harry Potter jacket.
It's a Harry Potter jacket.
We'll let you do that one.
It's a hunter's tunic with magic pouches and charms said to protect the wearer. That's pretty cool.
Magic pouches and...
So, That might have been someone that was so a hunter doesn't necessarily mean someone who is going hunting for food and like animals. It could be a hunter of the herbs and like things from
as well, Native American, as opposed to just what we're thinking about someone who's a hunter. Phillies, ugh, no way.
Again, you can't really. I can't wait to get into the shop and see it.
Don't like the Phillies, myself. And I hate the Eagles. Just so you Philly people know that as well.
Oh, Lord.
Hate them. But anyway, so Creeper Gallery, because it gets dark at 8 exactly, so that's good for us because we can get there a little earlier. Maybe start. I know Donna hates when we start at 7:30 because she thinks it's too early and that people are eating dinner and all that. But we've got an hour ride home, so as it gets lighter, darker, earlier, we're going to start earlier. So we'll start probably again that one around 7:45, 8 o'clock ish. Could have come from a groundskeeper. Yeah.
That's the cool thing when we get in there, we get to see a whole bunch of haters. So how does that song go? Weirdo, you don't like us. You don't like us. You don't. I've never heard that song.
I don't know haters as far as what, the Phillies and the Eagles. Yeah, yeah. Phillies not so much. I don't mind because I know the Phillies Mets fans hate Phillies. I mean, for us, it's the Red Sox. Yankee fan, we hate the Red Sox and the Orioles and the Devil Rays. But football, yeah, it's Eagles, Redskins. Well, not even the Redskins anymore. Commanders, and the Giants. I hate the Giants. Too. Hate them. Anyway, look forward to us coming back on. Hey, Brooke. On Friday night. A Friday Night Live. Huh? How's that? Luann, again. When I come to South Jersey, you better be careful. You better be careful. But when we come back on, it'll be Friday night. And it will be live from the Creeper Gallery. Again.
I'm live tomorrow about the expo.
But here's what I want to do on Friday. I want to go live a little earlier. Again, we'll try a new idea because we did this with pick the objects for the event that we're doing. So we'll start the live. Here's a rhyme for you. We'll start the live at 7:45. Okay, and we'll let you guys pick out at least one of the objects. At least one. Because if you pick out some crappy stuff that I don't want to do, I don't want it to be more than one. So I'll give you one. So we'll let you pick out at least one. Because sometimes we only get to 2.
You can take them to the Pine Barrens.
Ideally, I'd like to get to 3. But
that's hard to do.
I'll give you one.
Oh, look, they're already saying ball boy uniform.
Well, if you have a favorite, you can talk. But we're going to go through and we're going to look at the ones we haven't done. We'll do a real quick run through, and we'll give you one.
Yeah, and that code's not going to be there.
You'll pick out the first object we investigate. Okay, the first one. The second one I pick because if you pick a stinky one, I want the second.
Yeah, we don't feel bad for you because you're going to Gettysburg. You're going to have a great time.
I'm just thinking, the motorcycle. I never noticed. Do you have a sidecar for those bottles of wine, Deb? Like one of those little, you put them all in there. How do you fit the?
Maybe she buys it when she gets there.
That's true too. She could do that. But yes, you can pick the first object that we investigate. Only the first, and we'll do that one. It'll be kind of the most mentioned type of thing. That'll be the first one we'll do. We'll set it up. We'll do that one, and then hopefully we can get to 2 more. I'd like to get to 3, but it's just like being in a building. It's just like what we were talking about. All of a sudden, one object starts going great, and you're like, we can't stop this.
Yeah, but here's what I found. When we do the 3, we kind of rush through at least one of them. You know,
but sometimes
it's
they
if it's not responding, then it makes sense to. But when they're active, you do want to do 2 at least, but you don't want to cut off that communication when it's really getting going.
Yeah, but like you said, if you're a half hour in, 40 minutes, and there's nothing going on.
Oh, a half hour in, there's
Then-
nothing. Then yeah, you move
Then
on.
not when you put aside and you give it a go another
Later.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it all depends.
But yeah, Friday night, 7:45. Be on early. I'll list it as being early. You guys get to pick the first one.
And then tomorrow.
Tomorrow night, you can join us on the other channel, New Jersey Power Unity Expo, Facebook, and no, it's not going to be on YouTube. That'll just be on Facebook at 8 o'clock, and then Instagram at 9 o'clock on New Jersey Power Unity. All the questions will be answered. We'll talk all about the new exhibit rooms. We're going to go through everything again, so everyone's up to date and everyone knows where you stand for November 2nd and 3rd. You guys, as people that support us, please make every effort to be there. It's a great event. It goes towards the Mayor's Charity Fund. You not only be supporting us, but the charity fund, and lots of great people are going to be there. So November 2nd and 3rd, and an even bigger bonus that I rarely talk about. It is 11 days before my birthday. So just like when they do the Toys for Tots, there'll be a corner for gifts for John. We'll set up. So just feel free to walk in and right there on that table. And I'll get it later. Right? Sound good. All right, guys. Friday night, 7:45.
Have
We'll
a
see you
good
then.
night. Stay safe. Stay healthy, and please remember to be kind.
And remember, no matter what you do, no matter what you say, the S is going to land
Where it
where the
lands.
S is going to land.
Good night.